Betsy, in the world of IR, we look at, my assumption was that it's primarily in the world of public companies and public investor relations communications. But what does IR do to support private companies?
Right. So there's really two parts to that question. I think the first part is just as a private company, how do we support them? And there are many ways to do that, not dissimilar from what we would do from a public company. That's, helping them get a presentation, finding the right audience. It wouldn't be, in this case, necessarily a banker. It might be a private equity firm, a venture capital firm, those kinds of things. But we set them up with the same preparation, right, as if they were a public company. And it's just a good experience because eventually those companies want to have an exit. So you always have to think about the exit strategy. So it's good that they learn that right up front and they have sort of good habits when they start. First thing we usually look is see whether they know any bankers, analysts, and if they've met with the exchanges. If they haven't met with the exchanges or they don't know anyone, then we'll take that on and we'll introduce them to people that we think are appropriate, the right tier of the banker, depending on the size, things like that, the industry that they're in. If they've already done that, then we sit down and we start doing all kinds of research on their current situation. We develop a peer group. We analyze their competitive positioning, and we help them establish benchmarks and metrics. All of this is to help them build the investment case and make sure it's a strong case when they get ready to do it. Those are like the more strategic activities, but we also will help set up an internal IR system for them. We'll help them select, website vendors, conference call vendors, anything like that. We help them with the exchange on IPO day, make sure they get, coverage and get people there. And then we will set up an internal team for them. We often do that. We train the internal team and we set up the internal communications for the company. So those are just some of them. There's other things always pop up, but those are sort of the main things.